Hi, I'm Steve Adubato. I want to thank you so much for joining us. We kick off the program with a woman we met. She was on a panel, an Excellence in Education panel. It was just so powerful. It was terrific. And here she is. She's Kimberly Scott-Hayden. She's a 2021 National Education Association National Education Support Professional of the Year. That's otherwise known as an ESP, correct?
Yes, sir.
And also Inventory Control Clerk, East Orange Public Schools. Good to have you with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
By the way, what's an Inventory Control Clerk?
We actually assist in the shipping and handling of the district, all fixed assets that the district receive. We have our own warehousing system in our school district where you order paper, pens, different school supplies that the students may need or the office staff may need. We deliver to every school. We have 22 buildings in our district. So we handle a lot of logistics with barcoding, actually inventorying different items that the district has to have in the system that we purchase through our funding. So just keeping records of those types of things, various transactions between the school and vendors.
Got it. Hey, listen, the other thing that you brought up in the conversation, you talked about being an organ donor for your husband. And we have a collaboration with the New Jersey Sharing Network. We do public awareness around organ and tissue donation. Just for those who missed that segment, recount, if you will, what happened there?
So my husband was diagnosed as with kidney failure. When they reached stage 5, they had put him on the donors list, living or deceased donor. So we started going to some counseling sessions to find out what type of dialysis was available, looking at the 2 dialysis that were available and having background information because my dad was also in kidney failure and on dialysis prior to passing. So I knew how detrimental that was going to be for him and for his health. And my husband is young. He's only 54 years old. So it's like, you know, do I really want to see him go through these things? He's a retired police officer first and foremost. So I knew he did a lot of public service work and helping people. So I said, you know what, let's look at the possibilities of finding, he has 2 sisters. So maybe one of your sisters can be an organ donor. So we went to his younger sister and she was going to be an organ donor, but through some testing and research, we found out she had her own underlying issues that prevented her from doing so. So we remained on the donor list. We started taking educational classes around that. So in doing that, I said to my husband, I said, how about if I see if I'm a match? And lo and behold, I was. So on September 16th of 2020, I donated a kidney to my husband. It's been very successful. Thank God for that. He is thriving. All of the health issues that he had prior to have since dissipated. Wow. Myself, I just had my blood work up and tests done on myself to make sure that the 1 kidney that I have is functioning at the levels that are good, you know, enough for me to not have any issues going forward. And lo and behold, I am doing well as well. So I am happy that I was able to help him and give him a second chance on life.
That's beautiful.
Together, yes, absolutely. That's
beautiful. By the way, let me disclose, my wife Jennifer is a kidney donor as well.
Oh, wow, nice.
And she's doing great and has been for a long time. Hey, listen, in the time we have left, you are an educator, you are committed, but racial equity and justice a big priority for you. Got a minute left. Talk, please share with us.
As the chair of the Human and Civil Rights Committee for NJEA and part of the Amistad Work Group, it is my priority to make sure that our students are getting the curriculum that is required, right? So in other words, the Amistad curriculum speaks to the contributions of African Americans, not just the contributions around slavery, as there's more to our history. Our history is further, much more richer than just slavery. So the contributions of African American as far as inventing things from building buildings, just telling our story, right? Our real story of who we are as a people.
Civil rights.
Exactly. So we are trying to, as educators across this nation, across the state of New Jersey, build this curriculum out that identifies the Amistad work that should be happening, as it is a law in the state of New Jersey. Many districts are not teaching it,
That's
or
right.
those that are using it are not using it to its full potential. So actually trying to incorporate a curriculum that crosses from K to 12, but also is incorporated at every level of teaching, right? So whether you teach art, music, English, or whatever you're teaching, there is a way to incorporate the Amistad curriculum. So that speaks to the racial and social justice piece for most people, for my people, I should say, right? But there is also inequities in other races that we must identify, whether
Absolutely.
they're through our school system, whether they're in the workplace, because we know it happens all day. We can see what's going on in America. The last 4 years of where we were as a country speaks to a lot of social and racial injustice that has taken place. So for me, I'm impassioned about the work. I'm impassioned about making sure that our students are educated beyond what we have been doing. So that's just my personal story. I've learned a lot through that work, things I didn't even know as an African-American woman about my own people. I was educated on being in a room full of educators and various stakeholders across this great state.
Hey, Kimberly, you're not
Yes,
just a great guest, but you make a huge difference every day. And so to all the education support professionals, we say thank you. To all the educators, we say thank you. And very often they're one and the same. Thank you, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you for having me.
You got it. I'll be right back right after this.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. Funding has been provided by the New Jersey Education Association, PSC&G, New Jersey Sharing Network, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, RWJ Barnabas Health, the Turrell Fund, supporting Reimagine Childcare, the Healthcare Foundation of New Jersey, the North Ward Center, and by Wells Fargo. Promotional support provided by Insider NJ and by AM 970 The Answer.
Hi, I'm Joe Roth. In New Jersey, there are nearly 4,000 residents in need of a life-saving organ transplant, and one person dies every 3 days waiting for this gift of life. One organ and tissue donor can save 8 lives and enhance the lives of over 75 people. You have the power to make a difference and give hope. For information or to become an organ and tissue donor, visit www.njsharingnetwork.org and be sure to talk with your family and friends about this life-saving decision.